Welcome to today's Explainer. Right now, we're focusing on just one huge point. Japan has built a super strong system to win the World Cup. It's smart, it's highly organized, and it is really powerful. So let's jump right in and see exactly how it works.
Okay, let's dive into this. For a really long time, people thought Japan was just a weak soccer team. But man, that is totally not true anymore. Today, Japan plays super hard against the best countries in the entire world. And that brings us to the big, exciting question, can Japan finally win the World Cup?
Section 1. The Big World Cup Dream. Let's take a quick look back at the past.
Believe it or not, back in the early 1990s, Japan didn't even have professional football. The players, they were literally just regular company workers playing for fun. In 1993, they had a really sad loss in Doha and completely missed the World Cup. But wow, look at the growth here. By 1998, they made it to their very first World Cup. Fast forward to 2022, and they are beating massive, famous teams. And now, well, they're looking at a super bright future for 2026.
Moving to Section 2, building a strong system. See, Japan didn't just sit around and wait for a lucky group of star players to suddenly appear. No way. They worked incredibly hard and built a strong machine called Project DNA. Basically, they created a really solid plan for long-term success.
And this brilliantly illustrates the huge change between the past and the present. Back in the day, all Japanese players played only in Japan. But today, almost all of them play for big, top-level clubs in Europe. You've got stars like Wataru Endo and Takefusa Kubo out there in Europe every single week playing against the absolute best players in the world. It really comes down to a few simple points. Japan has a 100-year vision, they built strong youth development, and they actively send their players out to Europe to learn. But the most important thing? They don't rely on just one person. Because the system is so strong, even if a famous star player like Kaoru Mitoma gets injured, Japan can still win. The system itself is the real star here.
Section 3. A very smart coach. Because, behind every great system is a great leader. Coach Manager Moriyasu was actually a player during that sad loss back in 1993. He literally cried on the field that day. But he took that feeling and used it to build today's highly organized and super powerful team.
He uses what we call chameleon tactics. Just like a chameleon changes color, the team completely changes its style to match and beat different opponents. So, against the giant team, Japan acts like a strong, thick wall. But against a weaker team, they control the ball on attack. He's always changing the plan to get the win.
Section 4. Winning against big teams. And guess what? The system works perfectly. Japan is definitely not the underdog anymore. They have already beaten giant teams like Germany, Spain, Brazil, and England. And honestly, this isn't luck. It's the direct result of their hard work and that really smart system.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this amazing number right here, 17.7%. That was Japan's ball possession when they actually beat Spain in 2022. That is the lowest ball possession ever for a winning team in World Cup history. They just let Spain have the ball, waited quietly, and then attacked super fast. Just a totally perfect plan.
The European giants now deeply respect Japan's system. Just listen to this quote from Virgil van Dijk, the famous star from the Netherlands. He said, "They don't just stand there and wait for mistakes. They make you pass in difficult ways." It really shows that Japan's opponents know exactly how dangerous this smart system actually is.
Section 5. Breaking the high wall. So, looking to the future, Japan has a great system, but they still face one big problem. Their World Cup story almost always ends in the exact same place. They reach the final 16 teams, but they just cannot go any further. That is the high wall they really need to break.
Looking ahead to 2026, Japan is in Group F, and they are going to play against some really strong teams like the Netherlands, Sweden, and Tunisia. It's for sure a very hard group, but Japan is ready. But remember, just surviving the group isn't the real goal. The true test is breaking that final 16 wall to finally reach the quarterfinals.
So that leaves us with one final big question. Can Japan break the final 16 wall in 2026? What do you guys think? I mean, it is going to be so exciting to watch. Just remember, Japan is no longer waiting around for luck. They've built the perfect system to win. Thank you so much for joining this explainer today, and we will see you next time.